Let's start the physiology of the skin by Dr. Waqas Ansari, an assistant professor of Merkel's Unani Medical College and Hospital, Calicut, Kerala. Today we will learn about the cells of the epidermis. Different kinds of cells are present in the epidermis, like keratinocytes, dendritic cells. Dendritic means which contain branching structure, which have the branching structure or which possess the processes. So the cells which possess the processes or branching structure called as dendritic cells, and it includes melanocytes, Langerhans cells, and indeterminate cells, and the third one, Merkel cells. So these kind of cells are located in the epidermis. Now the keratinocyte, an epidermal cell which produces keratin called as keratinocyte. It represents the major cell type of the epidermis, constitute 90% of the epidermal cells. It contains keratin tonofilaments. Tonofilaments means the filaments which are present in the cytoplasm of the keratinocyte called as tonofilaments, which are born in the basal generative compartment, means in the bottom layer of the epidermis, and then these ascend toward to the final barrier layer, that is stratum corneum. They are joined to neighboring keratinocytes by specialized junctions known as desmosomes. You can see the keratinocyte differentiation in this diagram. At the bottom of the epidermis, you can see BM, that is the basal membrane, and above this basal membrane, the epidermis is situated. In the epidermis, at the bottom, you can see SC, which means the stem cells. Stem cells are the reservoir of the keratinocyte, and then it differentiates into TA cell, transit amplifying cell, and then it further differentiates into PMD, that is post mitotic differentiating cell. And these PMD cells then ascend above. Above means towards the spinosome granular layer and then conified stratum. Now melanocytes. This is the most common dendritic cell situated in the bottom layer of the epidermis, that is basal cell layer. And there are approximately 36 keratinocytes for each melanocyte. The function of this cell is to synthesize and secrete melanin containing organelles called as melanosomes. And these melanocytes are the pigment producing cells and are derived in the fetal life from neural crest. Their numbers are subjected to the regional variations. Here you can watch the diagram of one melanocyte. In this melanocyte contains one nucleus, mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the branching structure that is called dendrite. And in the dendrite, in the cytoplasm, you can see some granules which are called as melanosome, which contains melanin pigment. In second diagram, you can see the melanocyte is situated at the bottom layer or at the basal cell layer of the epidermis. Now, Langerhans cells. Langerhans cells are the members of the dendritic cells family, and they are located in the basal and suprabasal layers of the epidermis and mainly in the stratum spinosum, and these cells also located in the epithelia of respiratory, digestive and urogenital tracts. They are bone marrow derived antigen presenting cells and belong to the skin immune system. They derive from the reticuloendothelial system and have the function of picking up foreign material and presenting it to the lymphocytes in the early stage of a delayed hypersensitivity reaction. They are reduced in number after exposure to the solar ultraviolet rays and accounting for the depressed delayed hypersensitivity reaction in chronically sun exposed skin. You can see the diagram of the Langerhans cells, and these cells also possess the processes or contain the branching structure so called as dendritic cells. Now, the indeterminate cells. These cells are also seen in the epidermis, which can be only visualized by electron microscopy, and they resemble the Langerhans cells morphologically. The exact function of these cells is still not determined. Now, the last one, Merkel cells. Merkel cells are located in the basal layer of the epidermis, and these cells are very close to nerve endings that receive the sensation of touch, hence also called as tactile epithelial cells. You can see the diagram of the Merkel cell in the by with yellow color at the bottom layer of the epidermis, and which is connected with the sensory nerve terminal nerve fibers, nerve endings. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe this channel, that is Health Assist. If you have any query, any question, you can ask by the comment box.